30 to 33. The Fairy Flag of Clan macLeod. Visitors at Dunvegan Castle on the Isle of Skye will find an old flag hanging on the wall in the Great Hall. The macLeods tell their visitors that it is a very special flag. It was given to the macLeods almost 1,000 years ago. This is how the story goes.
A long time ago, one of the macLeod chieftains fell in love with a beautiful young woman, and the young woman fell in love with him. Unfortunately, she was a fairy princess, and fairies and humans should not mix. The fairy princess begged her father to let her marry the handsome young man. Her father loved her and couldn't say no to her. But he told her that she could only stay with the humans for 1 year and 1 day. Then she had to go back to her fairy family. The fairy princess and the macLeod chieftain got married, and they lived happily together. They had a beautiful baby boy, and everything was well. But time went by quickly, and soon the fairy princess had been with the humans for 1 year and a day. She had to leave her husband and baby and go back to the fairy world. They were all very sad. Before she said goodbye, the fairy princess asked her husband to promise her that he would never let the baby cry. This he promised. The chieftain missed his wife and was very sad. Everybody tried to make him happy, and a big feast was arranged to cheer him up. On the night of the feast, there was a lot of laughter and noise from all the guests. The girl who was looking after the little baby left him to go and see the fun. When the baby woke up and saw he was alone, he started crying. He cried and cried. When the girl came back to the baby's room, she saw a woman standing with the baby in her arms. She was wrapping the baby in a shawl, and then the baby stopped crying. She put the baby back into his bed, and suddenly the woman disappeared. When the boy was old enough to speak, he told his father that it was his mother who had visited him. He also told his father that the shawl could be used by the macLeods whenever they were in danger. If they waved the shawl like a flag, help would come. They could only use it 3 times, because the 4th time, the flag would disappear. The chieftain believed the story and kept the flag in a safe place. Hundreds of years later, the MacDonald clan attacked the Isle of Skye. One Sunday, they locked the door of the macLeod church and set the church on fire. The fire killed most of the macLeod people who were inside the church. The rest of the macLeod men gathered on the beach. They wanted to fight the MacDonalds, but they were just a few men. The macLeods fetched the fairy flag and waved it. Then, all of a sudden, they were 10 times as many men. It was magic. The MacDonalds were defeated, and the fairy flag was put back in its safe place. The flag was used a second time when a terrible illness killed almost all the macLeod cattle. If all the cattle died, the macLeods would starve to death. They took out the fairy flag and waved it again. Magically, the cattle got well, and the macLeods did not starve. For hundreds of years, the fairy flag has been kept in Dunvegan Castle. The macLeods can still wave the fairy flag 1 more time for help, but they are saving it for a very special occasion.